Hi everyone, my name is Sandra Solomon and this is...
Hi guys, I'm a Rotten Rebel.
Yes, and today we are going through my 9 long-lasting fragrances for women.
Nice.
I did a top list of the ones that stays longest on my skin. So this means that these are good fragrances that stays for a long time on my skin. And I wanted a man's perspective on how these smells.
Ooh, let's do this.
Yeah, starting off with Donna Italiano, which is one from Armaf, who is actually also a cheapie. And the performance on this one is so good. It stays on forever and it always gives me compliments.
And I actually have this one.
Yeah, you do.
But you reminded me that I need to use it because it's so beautiful.
It's so good.
And this is something that is, I'm not sure if this one has musks in it, but it's just light, airy, but with a bit of depth.
Yeah, and sweet.
Yeah, sweet, musky, really nice. Maybe some citrus on top.
Sweet, musky, and slightly fruity, I think.
It almost reminds me, there's like a powdery aspect to this one.
Yeah.
So it reminds me of maybe something from, not maybe Valentino, but maybe Prada or something.
Yeah, actually it does.
This one could very well be like, could have been something from Prada or...
Yeah, it could have. And I know you actually also have the white one.
Yeah, that one is... I love the white one because I believe that one has raspberry on top. And that raspberry note is like so good.
I'm gonna have to try it out.
But this one is 3.5. So
out
this
of
one
5.
is yeah.
Yeah.
So this one is pretty good. Yeah. And if you like sort of an airy, not super airy, but light at least, that has like a musky feeling, powdery, with, like you said, I think it has a bit of citrus on top and something fruity, then you are most likely going to love this one. Yeah. And it's pretty cheap, right?
Very cheap. Yes.
Okay, nice.
So 3.5 for Donna Italiano from Armaf. And next up we have one of my absolute favorites when it comes to the smell. And the good thing is that it stays on for long. So we have here Poison Girl from Dior, and this is the EDP. I can feel it from here. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's something, you cannot go wrong with the sweetness in this one.
No.
And this kind of sweetness, to me at least, is something that is a bit sexy, sensual, seductive, but with a hint of class. So this is something that is well made.
And this is one that actually always gets me compliments as well, and always from the guys. Yes.
At least 4.5.
Yeah.
This is really good.
Okay.
Definitely. So if you want like a sexy, seductive date night fragrance that like most men and women are going to love on you, then go for this one.
So like you said, sexy, seductive, yet classy.
Yeah.
So 4.5 for Poison Girl EDP.
Yes.
And next up we have one that you actually introduced me to, and I loved this from the start, and I got 2 compliments the first time I used it. And actually one of them was from the receptionist at a beauty center, and she said like, wow, you smell so good, but don't tell my colleague what you're wearing because I want to buy this.
Nice.
So she wanted to keep it for herself, and the one is The Chronic from Byron.
Yeah, I think Byron makes, I haven't tried Byron for the past like 1 or 2 years. But from his old lineup of perfumes, this was one of the better ones.
Yeah.
And this, to me, I'm not sure if there are any boozy notes in it, but this one to me feels like a sweet boozy.
Yeah. And this one is crazy when it comes to both how long it stays on your body, but also how well it projects. And, I have oversprayed it a couple of times, and I have regretted it because it made me nauseous.
Oh, wow.
So really, you don't need so many sprays and you will smell amazing.
I think this one it has something unique about it that I haven't found in any other perfume.
No, I agree.
But I do understand that if you overspray this one, it might get cloying.
Yeah.
So I really enjoy it, but I don't think I enjoy it as much as Poison Girl.
Poison Girl, yeah.
So this one, maybe 3.75 or 4.
Okay.
Somewhere along those lines.
Yeah.
It's really good, and if you want something that is sweet, a bit boozy, and something that actually is a bit different than all the other sort of female perfumes out there, then make sure you check this one out.
So 3.75 or 4 for the Chronic from Byron.
Yeah.
So guys, before we continue this video, I would be so happy if you give me a thumbs up. It means the world to me and it doesn't cost you anything. Thank you so much. Next up we have what I think is a classic. It's Prada Candy, the original. And I have Prada Candy Gloss and Prada Candy Kiss. I think they are all very good and I'm expanding my Prada Candy line.
So which one is your favorite?
I think actually
of
this
those
one.
three?
Yeah, I think this one or
so
Prada
this is the
Candy
original.
Kiss. This is the original.
Okay, so what is it about this one that you enjoy so much?
I just think it's a loving kind of scent. It feels warm, it feels inviting, it feels calming. And you don't seem to like it.
Yeah, I was thinking because there are 2 of those 3 that I really enjoy, and then there's one that I feel is a good one, but I don't like it as much as the other one. And I was thinking if it's this one.
Yeah, maybe. So we have the other one that is like this, but a little bit sweeter, and that's the Kiss one. And then we have Gloss that has a touch of cherries and almonds.
Was Gloss the latest one that you bought?
No, this is actually the latest one.
I think it's nice. Maybe 3.25. Can I give it that?
You should give it what you think it deserves.
I think it deserves that.
Yeah. Okay.
So I mean, you can't go wrong with this one.
But actually,
I like it.
But actually, you might not be totally wrong about this one. This is my mommy fragrance. So this is one that I love to have when I pick up my kids because this is a loving scent and it feels very much like home to me. So this is not the one I would use for a date firsthand.
Okay. But I mean, just because a 3 is still above average.
Yeah.
So there's nothing wrong about it.
No, so 3.25 for Prada Candy. Next up we have one of my most expensive ones and one of my absolute favorites, and I should use this more often. I tend to save it for those more special occasions. But when I feel not so glamorous and want to feel glamorous, this is the one I put on because it makes me feel better. So this is Rouge Malachite from Armani Privé.
Yeah, I've smelled this one before.
Yeah.
It's just so luxurious.
Yes.
I mean, it's crazy how
it's just
how
perfect.
well made it is.
Yeah.
It's crazy how all those different notes pop at you one by one, and you can really pick them out. It's really nice. And so this is like how would I describe this one? This is like if you would enter a ballroom and there are like 500 people there, and when you come in with this one, you are the one with the most classy yet attractive and seductive dress, and you come out and you look like what's the name of that princess?
Cinderella?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone just forgets about their partner.
Wow.
And look at you. That's how good this one is. This one just captures your attention and refuses to let go.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I mean, if I smelled this on someone and didn't have it myself, I would just try to stay close to that person the whole evening.
Yeah, this to me is a masterpiece. I don't know who created it, but this one is so good, and I think this one is a 5.
Wow. And I would actually also enjoy this on a man. This is definitely not a masculine fragrance, but this would be sexy on a man as well. Yeah. So 5 for Rouge Malachite.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Next up, we have one that I know that you are familiar with, and that is Feve Delicieuse from Dior. And I know that you can say how this smells if I woke you up in the middle of the night when you were sleeping, but I'm going to spray it anyways because we are having fun here.
Yeah.
And you can never smell too many good fragrances.
No. So Feve.
It's so good.
To me, Feve is one of the most luxurious and nuanced gourmands.
Yeah.
So this is something that is slightly powdery. It's filled with pralines, like something that is like chocolate cake or something.
And that beautiful cinnamon.
Tonka. I mean, this is just all those good things that you want to eat when you step into a bakery. And I'm not talking about the bread. I'm talking about all those fluffy, yummy, sugary, sweet stuff.
Yeah.
This is so good.
It smells so good. And I should use this more often.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I actually have 2 bottles of it. So
Whoa.
I really should use
Yeah,
this
then
more
you should
often.
use. Yeah. I have this one myself, and I think this is if you love those super sweet, but sweet done in a good way. This is not messy sweet.
No.
And if you love gourmands, then you owe it to yourself to check this one out. If you have the money, this is one of the best ones you can buy. But myself, I really need to, even though I absolutely love it, I really need to be in the right mindset to put it on.
Yeah.
And that's why I have so much juice in it still after all these years. I love it to death, but I don't know when I'm supposed to put it on. But what I found is the best way to handle Feve Delicieuse is you should just spray it on and go out.
Yeah. So what do you do with your other fragrances? Don't you spray them on and go out?
No, but I mean, I guess with a lot of other fragrances, I don't think about them too much. Like, okay, today I wake up and I feel like I want to wear a leather, and then I have a bunch of leathers to choose from. But when I come to Feve, it's like, okay, do I want to smell this super sugary sweet today or not?
I can really understand because I feel exactly the same way, and that's probably why I don't use it that often. But every time I meet up with you and you smell of Feve, I'm thinking like, wow, this is so amazing.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing with this one is, who doesn't love the scent of all those yummy things?
Yeah.
No, everyone loves them. And I even made people hungry with this one. So I believe this is something that most people will enjoy on you. So I did not give it a rating.
No, you didn't.
But I think Feve is almost close to being perfect. So maybe 4.75 or even a 5.
Okay, so that's a good rating. 4.75 or 5 for Feve Delicieuse. Next up we have my favorite and one of the fragrances I have had in my collection for like forever. It's one of the first ones I bought, and this is like, it's like in my DNA. This is me. And that is Sean Paul.
Sean Paul. He has a pair of balls. So it's Sean Paul's Gaultier.
Sean Paul Gaultier Classic. Yeah.
Should I? Yeah. There you go. So I have Classique. I believe I have Classique Cabaret.
Yeah.
And that one is so different from this one. It's one of those flankers that are not remotely near the original. So that one is marshmallowy, light, and really sort of fluffy and sweet. This one feels, it has, to me, I like Classique because it really feels classic.
Yeah.
So the name fits perfectly.
Yeah.
And I don't feel that this one balances between being something that between the edge of being too old and classic.
Yeah.
So if it goes over too old, that means that it feels dated.
But the beauty thing is that it never does.
Yeah.
But I really get what you mean. And I think many maybe choose to not wear this because they are afraid that, wow, this maybe smells too old or mature. But if you're a young woman and you have a cool style, you will rock this.
Yeah. And this one, I believe, but I can't remember exactly, but I believe this one gets even better when it dries down a bit.
Yeah.
I like it. There's something, I could be wrong, but it feels like there's something slightly soapy underneath. But I enjoy it, but I don't enjoy it as much as the rest.
No.
I'm sort of a torn, just like I feel that this one balances on the edge of being something a bit too old. That's exactly how I am when I'm about to rate it. Should I rate it that it's oldish or not?
I might take this personally, so you might want to consider your rating.
I'll give it a 5 then. No, I think maybe 2.5 right in the middle. I don't think it's bad, but I don't think it's awesome either.
I'm speechless. Okay, you can stay for now.
Okay.
But okay, so 2.5 for the amazing
But
classic.
I do want to add something. If you put this one on, regardless of your age, and you rock it with a really cool outfit, and you come at me with the most fantastic attitude, you have a big smile on your face, and you really rock that stuff, then I am going to give it a 5.
But I am all that.
So
what is this about?
So I would say if you put this one on and you look sad as fuck, or bored as fuck, or just old, I don't know, whatever it could be, then I will interpret you the same way as this one. But you can actually pull this one off if you put an effort.
Yeah, okay, so 2.5 for classic.
Yeah, with potential to become a 5. But that depends on you, not classic.
Let's move on.
Let's move on.
Next up we have one that is actually for men, but I think it goes very well on women, and that is Fuel for Life for him.
And I think Fuel for Life is something that is way underrated.
Yeah.
I believe that I bought it. I can't remember when I bought it, but it was the first few times that I used it, and I do like that they put a warning label on the bottle. So it says,
they do?
I can't remember what it says. Don't overspray, or no, be cautious or something.
Wow.
And I oversprayed like I always do, and then I stepped into a gym, and someone stepped up on the treadmill next to me, and just suddenly left. Now, it could have been something else.
Was this before or after you got sweaty?
No, this was before, yeah. But I just got the feeling that they left because I oversprayed Fuel for Life. But I think this one is really cool. Way underrated. I do feel that it works for both men and women as well.
Yeah.
And I do know that there's a female version to it that's quite different from the male version. I believe the female one is more floral.
Yeah, I have that one too. It's more floral, and it has some minty tone that makes it pop in a very cool way. I like that one as well, but it's very different from the male version.
And if I would compare them to, I do like the female version as well. But if I would compare them to, I think I enjoy the male version more.
Yeah.
On both men and women.
Yes, I agree.
But this one, I'm not sure the prices of it anymore, but when I bought it, it was discounted. So it was fairly cheap. I believe you can get a 30 ml bottle for quite cheap.
Yeah.
Really price worthy. I think I'm going to give it maybe 3.25.
Okay.
I like it. And the performance is just crazy.
So you give Fuel for Life for him more than classic?
Did I?
Yeah,
I
because
think,
you gave 2.5 to
no,
Classic.
I remember it as I gave that one 5. If you rocked it with confidence and magnificence.
I am not forgiving you for that one.
Okay.
No. So 3.5 for Fuel for Life.
3.25, I think.
Oh, 3.25. Yeah. So now we have once again another one of my favorites, and this is also one of my signature scents, and it's Casablanca Lily from Byredo. This is such a beauty, and it just gets better and better, and it stays on and it projects, and it's just amazing.
Yeah. I think Casablanca Lily really shows some of the best from Byredo.
Yeah.
And it is a floral, but it's to me not the floral side is so balanced against the other notes.
Yeah.
So I'm quite sensitive to overly floral scents, but this one is not overly floral, even though it is like floral focused. And that's what I like about it so much. So to me, if we would compare this one to, for example, Classique. So Classique is something that is done in, I mean, it was made, I believe, 20 years ago or something, or maybe longer.
Yeah, must have been.
But it's classic, but it has that old school vibe to it.
Yeah.
This one is a modern one, but with an old school touch to it.
Yes.
And that's what I think is so cool about it. And I feel that this one works for any age. I feel that it's definitely something that works more for females than men.
Yeah.
A wonderful one, and I think maybe 4.25.
Okay, and I really need to get myself
Wow,
a new one.
yeah.
This is one of their most expensive ones. It's an Extrait de Parfum. This is much more stronger than the other fragrances in their line, and it also comes in a smaller bottle for more money. So
and I remember the scent trail of this one is
Oh.
insanely good.
now
I
you
mean,
remembered
if
me.
someone walks past me with this
Yeah.
one on, you just, wow, what is that? Who's smelling that good?
Yeah, and I think actually, like, we rode the subway together some morning, and you were like, I could smell that you were somewhere here because you felt this one. Yeah, Casablanca Lily
Good
is
one.
amazing. And now we are up to the last one, and this is a flanker to one of my favorites. Black Orchid is one of the best from Tom Ford.
Oh yeah.
But this is actually Velvet Orchid that is also very, very good. So there you
Thank
go.
you.
And this is also, just like Black Orchid, one that stays on forever. And it projects like crazy.
So Black Orchid is like a classic one. It's bold, it's beautiful. This one feels like it's less rebellious cousin. So if Black Orchid had a cousin, it would be Velvet Orchid. It's still beautiful, it's floral. The patchouli and all those that made the original so sort of polarizing, if you will, is toned down in this one. I think Velvet Orchid, I mean, I love Black Orchid. If you want to make an impression, put that one on. But this one feels like a really beautiful version of it. Highly recommended. It's so smooth, it's almost creamy.
Yeah.
It has its floral side.
And I think this has like violet or something that makes it also a little bit different from the original.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is so good. And just like Casablanca Lily, the scent trail of this one is pure magic.
Yeah.
This one, if someone gets a whiff of it, they are going to be like, how do you say it? Enchanted? No. Put in trance.
Yeah, but enchanted was quite good.
Something like that.
Word.
Spellbound, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Scentbound. I really enjoy this one. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful one.
It is.
If you love florals, if you let's put it this way, if you love a Black Orchid, or even if you don't enjoy that one, but sort of are curious about it and want something less toned down, a bit more floral, and just creamy and beautiful, then make sure you try this one out.
Yeah.
This one gets maybe 4.25 from me.
Okay, so 4.25 for Velvet Orchid from Tom Ford. So now we have gone through all 9, and you were asked to pick out your 3 favorites.
Yeah.
So tell us about them.
So yeah, this was a bit hard because you had quite a few that I ranked above 4.
Yeah.
But the ones I decided to sort of that I like the most are so we have Poison Girl.
Yeah.
That one
EDP.
is just sexy, seductive, but classy at the same time. It has that sort of a sweet touch to it, a bit powdery, but it's just so good, magnificent. Then we have Rouge Malachite. Oh my God, pure luxury. Yes, you pay a premium price for it, but you get premium back when you buy it. It has a bunch of notes, but you can really pick them out, and it just feels so damn good. Luxurious, classy. Oh my.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, Feve Delicieuse. Yes, it is expensive, but oh my, you have a beautiful gourmand that is going to make everyone hungry. It's just so good. It's so sweet, but sweet done in a luxurious way.
Yeah, and for all guys, this is wonderful.
Yeah.
On men too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think if you want to really, I mean, try Feve on its own, but don't be afraid to have fun layering it. So use that super sweetness and add something crazy on top, like maybe something citrusy, fresh, or maybe something with a bit of depth, like maybe a leather fragrance or something like that. So be bold and have fun with it.
Yeah. So these are the 3 favorites out of these 9. Thank you so much for coming over.
Thank you for inviting me.
And for all of you guys, ladies or men who like Rotten Rebel, he has his own channel. So head on over there and subscribe and say hello to him. And I will put a link in the comments. No, in the description.
In the description.
Yeah, and I hope that you will leave a comment.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, which one of these? Do you agree with me? Did I pick the right ones, or do you have a different top 3 from these?
What do we think of his rating of Classique from Jean-Paul Gaultier?
Go easy on me. Go easy on me.
So thank you so much for watching, and I hope I will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.